Can I make a French classic for the trail? Welcome to Trail Tested. You, me, and the Pacific Northwest Bushers are gonna trail test a new recipe here today. What are we trying? We are trying chicken cordon bleu. Let's get cooking.
Cordon Bleu experience is that really rich, buttery sauce that kind of oozes out on the inside.
There is so much flavor here.
A little bit wetter than our last batch. I think there's more moisture in the country ham.
Burn my mouth off in that hot butter.
Hey, Chef Corso, Outdoor Eats. I'm here to put you on the path to amazing meals on your outdoor treks. If you are new to Outdoor Eats, I provide fast, easy, and tasty recipes, 10 ingredients or less, 30 minutes or less, so you can elevate your meals beyond packaged meals and actually enjoy food on the trail. I also have pocket-sized cookbooks, full trip meal plans, and I host a TV show. So check out a link for all those above or below. So we are doing another round of Trail Tested. Yes, I love this. So, all of the recipes for Outdoor Eats, we have over 300 recipes on the website right now, are all trail tested so they work for you and for me and for everybody, because if you take one of my recipes out and they don't work, you're gonna be pretty mad at me. So I'll definitely test these before they make the website or they make the cookbooks. And if you're also new to Outdoor Eats, we have a whole crew of recipe testers around the country and around the world that help test these recipes. So if you want to sign up, think that's fun, check out a link above and below. So we are gonna make chicken cordon bleu. So I've been very curious about this recipe, chicken cordon bleu. Frankly, I haven't had a real chicken cordon bleu plate or dish in like over 5 years, so I'm not really sure how this sort of popped into my mind, but I think it was because I was taking some cured ham, I was taking some packaged chicken and some cheese out, and I was like, well, like those are main components of a chicken cordon bleu. Can we recreate that with a camp stove or a camp skillet in order to have kind of a elevated, fancy camp dinner besides just a bowl of ramen? But I'm also not against ramen. Ramen is delicious. So let's take a look at our ingredients that we are trail testing here today. And also what we're doing in Trail Tested is I've never tried this recipe. You and me are gonna try this together, and we're gonna make it as many times as to dial in the flavor exactly so we can have a final recipe and share with you guys. So let's take a look at our ingredients. All right, so our first and very important ingredient for our chicken cordon bleu is chicken. So we have packaged chicken. Your friend, my friend. Super easy to pack. Number two, we need some ham. And so I don't recommend taking deli ham because that's gonna go bad quite quickly, but we do have some cured ham options from around the world. So we have some diced pancetta or some prosciutto slices. So that could be a nice option. We'll test that out. And then from America, we also have some country ham. And this is actually a country ham singles. Yep, special order, I'll put a link below, but that is dry cured, so that can last on the trail for multiple days. But then also there is this product out here, if you can't find fancy ham, is prosciutto wrapped in mozzarella, because we also need some cheese. But then we're also got another kind of cheese. We've got some Baby Bells. Nice, those are on just about everybody's hike. So we've got chicken, ham, and cheese. Very important building blocks for our chicken cordon bleu. We also need some butter. And this is a batch of clarified butter or ghee. You can purchase this and it looks a little bit like this, or you can make it. All you need to do is put a couple sticks of butter on the burner and let the milk solids kind of slowly simmer to the top and skim those off. But those are the things that are gonna go rancid and go bad, but ghee or clarified butter is pretty darn bulletproof for a super long hike. Like a week, 2 weeks, you're gonna be fine. So that is looking pretty good as far as a start here. So I'm getting kind of excited for this, all right? But then we need some flavor, right? So a couple options we're gonna look at is we've got some packets. So these gravy packets or sauce packets, we've got Alfredo sauce, could be nice and creamy. We've got lemon and herb and butter, oh boy. That could be interesting. And you know, we also have Noon tab. Nope, this is actually garlic powder. This is a great way to be able to pack your dry spices. Oh, look at that. We might need to utilize that for a little extra flavor, but you know, I don't really know. This is trail tested, haven't done this before, so we might not need to pack another ingredient. So this is looking pretty solid. I am excited to try a couple of these ingredients to see which is gonna match the best to get our chicken cordon bleu flavor. But one thing we are missing is some crispy outside, some breading, something like that. So I do have a couple more ingredients over here that we're gonna pull out a little bit later to see if we can help match that outside coating. But the other thing about this chicken cordon bleu recipe and how we're gonna actually try to cook it up is that, you know, these camp stoves, they don't bake. That's just not what they do. So we are gonna deconstruct the chicken cordon bleu experience and cook it up in a camp skillet here today. And you could also cook it up in a camp pot. But that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna do the whole roll, smashing out the chicken pieces, rolling it and pan searing it and then baking it. It's just not gonna work. So we're gonna deconstruct it and see how all those flavors come together. And guys, one thing I do not want to see in the comments is, well, I'm not going to take a cast iron skillet, even the small one. It's too big, it's too bulky, not going to do it. Gotta shed weight, can't do it. Well, guys, why I am doing this is because some of these camp pots, like this one, chimney style stove, it's very hard for the camera to see down into it. And I want to give you the best view of what's going on here because this is trail R&D. So we are testing this out so you can see it the best in the skillet, and also with this cast iron, probably get a nice bit of caramelization. But this recipe, I'm pretty darn sure, will work in any camp pot, any camp skillet. So that's why I'm doing this, okay? Let's light up our burner. For round one, we have clarified butter, we have packaged chicken, we have pancetta. I love that it's already chopped up. We have baby bells, and we're gonna go try the lemon herb butter, naturally flavored, ready in 5-minute sauce. So, first things first, we're gonna get our skillet nice and hot. And for this specific ingredient, pancetta, we are going to need to cook and fry this up, even though it is already nicely cured. But man, I'm also super excited to try this country ham in here. A couple tablespoons of clarified butter. You know, I'm sure you could use oil in this, but part of the true cordon bleu experience is that really rich, buttery sauce that kind of oozes out on the inside. And I want that. You get some nice fat rendering off that bacon too, a nice high-calorie dinner. Oh, yes. Starting to get a little bit crispy here. It's exactly what I want to see. Time to add some chicken. That's already cooked, so it just needs to warm up. I'm gonna turn my heat as far down as I can. And let's add a little bit of this lemon herb butter sauce. This does need some fat to be able to come together, so that's great, it's already in there. And I'm just gonna do maybe like a quarter packet, because I'm just making one portion. Check that out first. You can always add more. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water too, to thin that out. There we go. So now we are getting all of that creaminess in there. There is some starch in that gravy sauce packet, so that should thicken up nicely. Oh boy, wow, it's a very exciting, interesting episode of Trail R&D here. This is a lot of cool stuff going on here in this skillet. Add just a little bit more, try to thicken this up slightly. So we've got our baby bells over there. I don't want to add that right yet because we need to continue to build on our cordon bleu experience. I'm going to, spilled a little bit there, a little for squirrels. And I'm going to turn off my burner and we're going to talk about the options that I'm going to try for our crispy outside crumbles top. So you can pack breadcrumbs if you want, but that's no fun. So I have buttery Ritz crackers and I think a combination of croutons, because what are both of these but dry bread? One has butter, one has seasoning in there, and I think we could do a combination of both of these for our crumbly, crispy top. But I don't know, I've never done this before. All right, so I've got about a quarter cup of seasoned croutons in there, very seasoned, a lot of garlic, a lot of flavor, Parmesan in there, and like 4 or 5 Ritz. Crumble those up. Most likely there's gonna be all mashed up and smashed anyway after they've been in your pack for a little bit, which is perfect. All right, it's looking pretty good to me. Nice. All right. Add that to our top. Break in our baby bell pieces for our little cheesy experience. You know, if you can pack some Gruyere or some Swiss cheese as well, but you know, these are pretty packable and available at just about every gas station. Turn our burner on again for just a minute. See if we can get our flavors to come together here. Wow, that is looking like a really interesting skillet. All right, so our faux breadcrumbs, our crackers, and our croutons are soaking up all that sauce and that fat, which is perfect. That's looking pretty good to me. Wow. All right, let's give this a try. Round one. I'm very excited for this. Gotta take off my buff here because this skillet's gonna be hot, man. Still sizzling. There's a positive about taking a cast iron skillet, guys. You get that sizzle experience. All right. Trail R&D. Chicken Cordon Bleu, round one. It's definitely hot. Wow. There is so much flavor here. Wow. I'm kind of blown away. And one thing we don't need is salt, I will tell you, because we have salt from the chicken, we have salt from the pancetta, we've got salt from the sauce packet, salt from the crackers, and also from the Ritz, and the croutons too. Wow. There's actually a very nice little bit of lemon flavor here from that sauce packet. I like that. We're getting that crispy coating on the outside. I wouldn't have it cooked too long because this is going to get all mashed up. You want to keep some of that texture, but then, melted cheese, guys, that's magic. That's great. Wow. I am surprised that this is like one of the most flavorful trail meals I've had in a long time. And I add a lot of stuff to my trail meals. This is a winner. This does not need anything else. If anything, I would dial back on some of the flavor. It's like really, really intense and really seasoned. So I would say either, I'm excited to try this second batch because I might not need either of the seasoned croutons, or we might not need the lemon and butter packet. But we are going to find out for round two. So we are going to cook this again, but with the country ham, with the prosciutto, with the mozzarella, and the different sauce packet to see how it can compare. And maybe it's a little bit lighter in that flavor, and it's exactly what we're looking for. Right, this is really darn good. Okay, chicken Cordon Bleu, trail tested, round two. So still got packaged chicken. We're gonna switch it up to the Alfredo sauce. We've got country ham, and we're gonna go double ham here with prosciutto with the mozzarella. So that'll give us our cheese as well as our clarified butter. Just did a quick hiker clean on here, and we are gonna go for round two. I think this could be the genius hack of this whole thing. So you don't have to go to a special store to get prosciutto. So I'm gonna go over the country ham first because I don't want to melt the cheese right now. And get this cooked up a little crispy and a little bit warm. I'm really curious on the comparison with our herb lemon sauce with our Alfredo, because that lemon herb one is a little bit harder to find. Alfredo is pretty much everywhere. That's looking real good. I'm liking that a lot. A little bit wetter than our last batch. I think there's more moisture in the country ham, so that's all right. Okay. We were pretty darn close. This recipe does not take very long. And I think I'm just gonna throw this in right now with our crumble buddies here. Oh, dude, come on. So one other interesting flavor thing that you could try is a Dijon mustard packet if you don't want to take the sauce packets. Give it some nice acidity and some nice freshness, and continue with our French experience. Wow, look at that. I'm not going to mix this up too much or cook it much longer because I want that crispy. Last batch sat a little bit longer and got a little bit mushy. That's looking pretty good. Oh wow, that's looking good. I want to eat that too. And while we're here, we're testing. Put a little Dijon mustard. I'll tell you how that tastes too. I am kind of more excited for round two. I don't know why. Okay, another skillet. Looks very similar. Not shocked by that. We still have ham, different versions. Still have the crumble topping. Got some cheese. We've got some sauce. Burn my mouth off on that hot butter. Mmm. That is also good. A lot of flavor. I mean, that pancetta, country ham, prosciutto is double ham. Packs a lot of flavor and a lot of salt, so be careful with that. I think I like this version better because there's not as much flavor. I think with the combination of the lemon herb sauce and the seasoned croutons, it's just like too much, especially over a whole bowl. Let's try it with the Dijon, see if that elevates it any. Yeah, that's nice. Adds a little bit of acidity and freshness to that. That might be a needed ingredient for this. I like the Alfredo in there a little bit more. It just kind of marries around with everything. Man, this is quite good. Both versions I really like, but if we are trying to dial in this recipe to be perfect, which is exactly what we're trying to do here on Trail R&D, and by the way, here's the final recipe, is that what I would do is I would go with the Alfredo sauce with the seasoned croutons, because then you don't have too much seasoning going on there. Or I would go unseasoned croutons or just a couple different kinds of crackers with the lemon herb sauce. If not, it's just going to be kind of a lot. The other thing I was thinking when I was cooking this up is, this is a very, very good solid portion for one person, but if you want to extend it and continue with our deconstructed experience, you could have some instant mashed potatoes that would be good with all the flavors all running through there. You could do couscous or a pasta, so like a chicken cordon bleu pasta would be really delicious. Change it up from just the same old boring stuff. So this can be kind of a starter sauce or a starter chunky awesome skillet pot situation that you can add to some starch to really bulk this up. But this is also high in calories with all that butter that we added, and does have some carbohydrates. But I really like the Dijon mustard packet. Yellow mustard, it's going to give you something, but it's not going to give you Dijon. And if you want to go for the full French trail experience, got to get that packet of Dijon. Where do you get them? Jimmy John's. Yep, they are a great place for Weasel Dijon mustard packets. Thanks for joining me for Trail R&D today. Check out so many more recipes on the Outdoor Eats website. Again, over 300 trail tested recipes, a lot of different options for you hungry hikers out there, for you long haul through hikers. If you're watching this in your tent right now, thank you. Keep on going. I believe in you. If you need some help, just email me. And if you have a dietary restriction too, we have so many to be able to help you out with that as well. So get out there, cook something amazing somewhere awesome, try a new recipe, try this recipe out. Let me know how it is. See what kind of combination that you come up with. Maybe there's a new cracker that I don't know about, or a new different ingredient that you can add to this to elevate it. But please try this, because this is pretty crazy and very packable and super, super tasty. Get out there. Boca boca. And I am just going to sit in the bushes and eat my French trail meal, because that's what I want to do tonight. Yeah, man, lots of flavor. Lots of flavor. Wow, guys, this is a special treat. These are wild blackberries, and not the wild ones you see at the grocery store. These are small. Look at how small these are, but these are like blackberry jam. They're one of my favorite fruits, favorite seasonal fruits. They're only in the Northwest for just a couple weeks, but they are so, so good. Just a couple over some ice cream. Oh my God, they're like the best. Oh, look at that. Yes. And look, there's a whole patch here. This is amazing. I've got dessert tonight.